Hi, Dan.
Hi. Oh, you shouldn't have started it. Now we can't say bad things before the meeting starts. I'll have to edit this.
I'm on my husband's computer and it's a PC. And I don't do PCs. Should be fun.
That's right. We've been doing with historic, we filmed that other hearing since there was so much drama.
What's that? Hold on one second. I'm turning you up. What's that?
I said with historic, we filmed that other hearing because there was so much drama. So I figured it's a good idea to film these just as a habit.
Let's hope there's no drama.
Yeah, I don't anticipate anything this time, but then after all that, they still haven't submitted any demo permit or anything for the house. They were in such a rush to hurry up and do nothing.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. Looks like Steve Hackinson is joining. I'm going to admit him.
Okay, cool. I was worried if he was going to make it.
The meeting is being recorded. Oh, got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're on.
I think they can see you. Yep.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. All righty. So we're just going to wait for a few more people to join us here.
Yep.
All right. I saw in your notes that you're gonna have Bob, is it Bob Sweat or Sweet do the cupola, or somebody suggested that?
That's who the architect suggested, yeah. I'm not familiar with him.
He did so we live down on North Ave, and so my husband built the cupola, but Bob Sweat did the copper all on the top of the cupola. He did a good job.
Is he local?
Yeah, he's right in Mendon,
Down on Milford
Route
Street.
16. Like
Milford?
near the drive-in. Near the drive-in.
Oh. Oh,
On
the metal shop across the street?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like sheet metal or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
don't
he
know.
was really nice.
Yeah, that's who Dan Labasti recommended.
See. Just. All right.
Well, that's probably Janice, right?
Yep. How are you?
Good, and you?
Good,
Oh,
thanks.
and Ruth is here now too. I'm just gonna name,
Yeah, I love you can do that in Zoom.
I know, I really, it's, I think you're the one that told me about it.
Yeah, Teams doesn't let you do it. It's obnoxious.
It's so helpful because I see phone numbers and I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know phone numbers. We'll give it a couple more minutes and then I think Jane's coming, so we'll see. Mhm. I'm gonna print twice.
Hey, Dan, how is your summer work going for you?
Crazy.
Yeah,
People losing people left and right. And,
you are. Why?
apparently everybody and their brother needs to work 90 hours a week now. So
What?
they're getting second jobs. They didn't realize the beach doesn't open till June, so they went and got a job somewhere else.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's
What,
nuts.
well, that leaves you in the lurch.
We're not totally screwed, but we just lost another one today. Guess, can't blame them for, they get a better offer, but
Well, except, I mean, they made a commitment to you. That's the way I see it.
it's, I don't know, should be interesting. I mean, I think we're in good shape and the program's filling up, so.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Don't know how to get rid of this. All right. Here we go. Well, I say we just go ahead and get started, and if people come through, I can go ahead and admit them. Are you all fine with that?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna call to order this meeting and hearing. And then I guess we'll do attendance. So let's see. So if I just say your name, can you just say that you're here? So Dan Byer,
Yep.
Ruth O'Grady, Steve Hackinson is here as our guest. Janice.
Here.
All right, and I am here, Deb Flanagan, and let's proceed. So I guess the first thing on our agenda would be to go over 19 Hastings Street with Steve. We'll try and not drag this out too much, but Steve put in an application to rework or essentially take apart some of his barn and rebuild it. And because it is facing the street and because there are architectural details, to the project, we just have some more questions to ask you, Steve, regarding the building and the materials that you plan to use. Okay?
Got it.
So if you don't mind, what I'm going to do for everybody here is I'm going to screen share. All right. And then
You're gonna what?
I'm going to screen share. So while you're on the phone, the other members here will be able to see the architectural plans. We have someone else is joining us. 1 second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share. Well, let's do this. And then if I go here, and then, well, so I think it's this one. All right, so Steve, these are your plans. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the proposed building. I think we, yep.
Somewhat, yeah. Yeah.
Sort
Not
of,
in-
right?
Not in color.
So we can't, we actually have no say on color, right? So we don't dictate color. Our biggest concerns would be the architectural details in the material, the roof pitch, the style windows, the type of siding you're going to use, and so on and so forth, okay? So I guess I'll go ahead and get started and ask you, what do you plan on using for siding materials?
Siding material.
Mhm.
Half of the front will probably most be AZEK siding,
Okay,
probably vinyl on top. The left side, because that is within 10 feet of an adjacent building, I need a 1-hour fire code outside and inside.
okay.
Now, from what I gather, any type of siding other than wood would be okay. It cannot be flammable, which probably restricts it to either vinyl or hardy board.
Okay. Yeah, I think that, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I think that, I think obviously the hardy board would be, more desirable in terms that it looks like clapboard. Well, it's not, it paints up great, it's a great product. We see people use it a lot, so I think that would be a great use of material. So, ideally, we don't like to see vinyl siding. I think, whenever we can avoid that, it's it's ideal, right? So it sounds like you're going to, this looks like a really nice building here, so very good.
Can I just take just a step back too, since this is a new meeting, even though we talked about this. So this barn is not historic. You believe it was built in the 70s, correct?
This one was, I have a building permit that was actually issued by my father in September 1976. And all it says is type of improvement, it says garage. I don't have any history on if this was the building that went up or if there was work on since then. All I do know is that that left side, along with the adjacent property, all have block walls.
Yeah.
So
So they're,
Have what?
they're concrete block walls. So
Foundation, I've been in the business all my life, and I don't know anybody doing block walls after 60. So it had to been a little before that, but like I said, this, I don't know if you can read it, but this was the original building permit back in September of 76. Not sure it gets through the for Harold Reese, and I don't know him either.
nice.
and I think, we're not supposed to, it's the whole district as a whole, but I think it does make a difference that this wasn't a historic structure.
Absolutely.
Kind of seems like what you're doing in a way is going to hopefully bring it more in line with the character of what's there.
Well, yeah, hopefully,
The house and the,
if all goes well, we want to match the house, but we also have some changes to the house we'd like to make.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the most part, we're looking probably for a white siding, black shutters, possibly black windows, all gables.
Okay.
The original house is a gable. This house will now be a gable. People on the top. The original house is asbestos, so that has to go.
Yeah, that can be a challenge. Well, you'll probably are you going to cover that up? The asbestos, yeah.
We can cover it up, but I think I might remove it. Not me,
Okay.
not me
Yeah.
personally, but I may have it. Because even if you cover it up, just putting nails through it, if you don't have the proper equipment, and
Yeah.
it produces a dust, it could be.
Yeah, it's
more-
messy stuff. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. So my
Okay.
brother just finished doing his up there, the old Broomy estate up on Washington Street. He lived across the street and he moved into rooms. I don't remember Broomy. Ruth, you do.
I do.
And
That's a
basically,
historical house.
he kept the original front structure and went with the white and the dark roof and the dark shutters. And I think it came out very nice.
Yeah.
It did come out nice.
Yeah, honestly, I think that my biggest question for you was obviously, I think the structure, I think the building, the lines, I think it all looks pretty good. And I think the siding, which I'm fine with, obviously, if you're using the hardy board, I think, everybody.
My only issue with the hardy board is that I've got 3 sides. In the future, on the right side, Um, we're gonna hope to tap into the main house,
Okay.
okay? So the right side is pretty much wiped out. The left side, like I said, no one's gonna see that. That's within 10 feet. It's 5 feet.
Okay.
There's 5 feet between me and the building next to me.
Okay.
Right. So the front of this garage, I feel it's going to change a little. This
Mhm.
plan was done back in the summer of 2019.
Okay.
It was finished in December of 2019, and then we had hoped to start then, and COVID hit, and in the 2020, so everything's just kind of been on hold. But since then, I've seen some other things that I kind of like, without
Okay.
muddying the waters here.
Mhm.
I would like to put that mini roof, from eave to eave.
What was that you would like to
I'm
do?
sorry,
with
what did he say?
Okay, you see the roof over the garage,
Mhm,
over the door,
mhm.
okay? Basically, I would rather make a connection from the eave to the eave, which is pretty typical of your Greek revivals and and the
Okay.
gables to the street. Now, if you notice the main house, once again, on that house, we're possibly going to move the windows so that they're all centered. And once
Okay.
again, we'd like to do a little shed roof, mini roof, which doesn't project any more than the soffits.
Okay.
I'm sure you've probably seen it a million times, but I might not be describing it correctly. But, when you come down the roof to where the gutter line would be,
Mhm.
what they do is they go all the way across the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he didn't go into a lot of details with the overhangs and the soffits
Okay.
and rakes and stuff like that, But
Mhm.
in order to match the house, which is going to make, you can call them fly-in rakes, extended rakes, projected rakes, all of them. That particular one comes off the building probably 10 inches. And we want to replicate that extended rake onto the garage. I don't know if you're following me.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's a little bit hard to follow, so I would just say, as you get, I would say for the most part, this application for, a certificate of appropriateness is really mainly has to do with the garage in and of itself. And then I think once you go to make those changes to the main house, you'll probably end up back
Right.
We'll be back.
with us again.
Like I said, we'll
And
be
so
back.
hopefully at that time we can kind of see more of what it is that you're talking about, but it does sound lovely. So,
I don't know if you've ever traveled up Millville Road.
mhm.
I live on Millville Road.
You want it right on right on across from Dave Lowell's house. The
Whose
new
house? Whose house, Steve?
right across from Dave Lowell's house.
Oh,
They had knocked it down and put a new house up.
yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right on the lake. Yeah. Now that's a gable to the street, and that has a connecting rake. And honestly, if you drive around Mendon, I was even shocked at how many Greek revivals and gable to the street houses there really are. Right on North Avenue. The old Lions Estate across from Northridge. Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I said, we're going to try to do a really good job on the garage.
Okay.
We hope kind of eases us into the house.
Are you
Nice.
planning to live there, Steve?
Excuse me?
Are you planning to move there?
My
Not
my
him.
son lived there. My son bought it about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And we hadn't done anything. He works for ICE, Homeland Security.
Uh-huh.
And there was always this threat of him being shipped wherever.
Yeah.
But that seems to be subsiding now. Biden's pretty much shut down the ICE and Homeland Security. So now we want to go forward with fixing it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to do that deck, stuff like that. And
So what do you know, it looks like on the house itself, you have 6/6 windows. What, do you know what you're going to do for the windows on the garage?
I don't know what he put on the plans. He doesn't, he just shades them out. But
Yeah, he just said that, he said that those details would come later, I think.
yeah, I
They
mean,
to be determined, so,
if them are 6/6, we'd probably stay with 6/6.
okay. That's fine. All right, does anybody else have any other questions for Steve?
Not really. I mean, should look nice.
What was that?
I said I agree. I think it will look nice.
Yeah. All right, so yep.
Sorry. So are there specific conditions that we want to attach to this certificate or no? Just because that's an option if we should, whatever we
You
want to do, we should decide.
You mean like 6/6 windows or something?
Yes.
That's what makes me think of that.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I'm fine with putting those conditions in there and we say, I think we need to do some sort of paned window. So whether it's, the 6/6 or the 12/12, whatever it is that you want to use.
Yeah, I don't think they're 12/12, but.
I'm zooming in here and I really think they're 6/6.
6/6.
Okay.
I think the age of the house would put it at 6/6.
6/6, because 12/12 would be much older, right?
I'll have the big plans in front of me and they're definitely 6/6.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would look nice and I think that we'd like to see that on the building itself. And then really quick, I guess I didn't ask you about your garage doors. What will those be like? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I have thought about them. Are any of you familiar? I'm a this whole house nut.
Good.
Okay. If you look at their 2019, which is kind of inspired me to start this whole project. They have a house down there in New Canaan, Connecticut. That's Canaan. Okay. And it's this old house. I cannot remember the edition of the program, but it is, if you look under TOH, New Canaan, Connecticut, they did a beautiful job on an old, dilapidated, actually, I think it was in full.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I'm looking at it on my phone. Yeah, that one came out
Right,
great.
just putting the thing, I think that's it.
Yeah, and the front of that garage, like I said, in that program, if you look it in, they actually take you through the different phases of that construction. And when you get to the exterior details, they use the PVC board or AZAC board and the vinyl siding black. I mean, it's a lot more elaborate when it gets to the back part of that project that we're going to be. But I mean, from the front, I like I'm trying to think of some doors I just saw the other day. They don't look like your typical garage doors.
Okay, good. I think as long as you're saying you're not putting like solid, vinyl, you know what I mean? No. Does anybody know what I'm getting at? I guess like the solid vinyl garage doors that are,
Right.
They're gonna they're definitely gonna have window. I really wouldn't do a garage unless it had windows in the door.
okay,
And-
very nice.
and-
Okay,
It hopefully, oh boy, I wish I could just remember where I saw it, but it almost looks like an old fashioned, it has the handles on the door. And it still
Okay.
isn't a door, but it certainly doesn't appear to be.
right.
Yeah.
So Dan, issuing the application for the appropriateness there, so do you want to specify the 6/6 windows? What should we say regarding the garage doors? Just because that's gonna be facing the street.
Oh,
Hi,
oh,
can you hear me?
yeah, but I didn't catch the question.
Regarding the certificate of appropriateness here, I was asking the members how they'd like to go about, making a remark in terms of the windows, the garage, and the siding.
Yeah, it'll definitely be 6/6 windows.
Okay,
I'm gonna take a shot here. I'm thinking it's probably some old colonial, type garage door.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna motion to approve, not approve my dog.
I'm typing your notes on this as we
Yeah.
speak. For this.
I love Zoom.
The 6/6 windows, garage
Yeah.
doors to be old colonial style.
Now, when you say garage doors, you're talking about the big ones that a vehicle could drive through, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, there's still garage doors.
Right.
Um,
I mean, I'm looking at the ones at the museum, and that's, I don't know. They're,
Those are like modern vinyl doors that we don't want, I think.
well,
I mean, at least they have windows in them.
they do.
I think those are your El Cheapo.
Actually, I don't think they're vinyl. I think they're aluminum, or I think they're
Yeah.
some kind of metal.
Most of them are steel. Have a steel casing, totally insulated. The only thing I can say is I can probably call the door company and get some cuts. You could easily get them to you, but they won't be your typical
Right.
wooden slatted garage doors.
What do we say about the siding then? Is that something
I-
you can specify?
I prefer-
No, it's pretty
I
restricted
prefer
anyway.
to go with vinyl only being three of the sides are pretty much non-exposed. And
Would you be willing to do, say hardy board on the, like facing the street?
well, the only problem I have when I do siding,
Mhm.
we always use what they call RS3, which was a Restoration Series 3.
Okay,
And this type of siding was made, to reproduce the old day siding, narrow line
Okay.
siding. That's what all Restoration Series 3 was made by Wolverine. They got bought out by somebody else. But there's 3 clapboard, they're 3-inch, actually they're about 2 3/4 inch pieces. And it's called a 333 because there's 3 of them. Versus the typical vinyl siding is a 888.
okay,
Okay, that's your typical vinyl siding. And I mean, that even gets wider, but we've always tried to use the Restoration Series 3 triple siding.
okay.
So what
Yeah,
is on the house, by the way?
Asbestos.
Asbestos.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, yeah, that's
We don't
coming.
want to do, yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
No,
we don't want to
no,
reproduce
I'm
that.
just. Hmm, well,
I
you
mean,
don't touch that.
so Dan, do you want to make mention when you're doing the certificate to the RS3 siding?
I can,
I mean, I tell you a quick
or
story.
not.
You know, we were down the Cape, we brought down the Cape in 1979, and on Kings Highway, it was probably the strictest historical commission in the world. They controlled everything, even the type of nails we used. And we went into the board with samples. And on one side, we had your normal wood clapboards. And on the other side, we had Wolverine RS3. And they could not tell the difference. And they approved, probably for the first time in the history of the Cape, that vinyl siding. And that was back in 1979. So it's a really good product. And but there is very limited use. The whole bottom half is going to be the AZAC, a lot like you see in Connecticut, in that thing in Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
AZAC is nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a lot of windows, and then there's going to be another roof line, you know, from
Okay.
eave to eave. And then on top of that, in the gable itself, we hope to add yet another window, half round, half circle, whatever, and possibly a roof on top of that. A little shed roof on top of that window. So the front of that building is not going to be busy, but it is going to be aesthetically pleasing.
That's nice. That's nice. All right, I think I'm comfortable with that. So, I'm going to motion to approve, this design and, Dan, I think we should, issue the certificate of appropriateness. Does anybody want to second that?
I'll second that.
Well, we both seconded.
All right. I think you're good to go then, Steve.
We need to
Oh, we have to vote on it.
by roll call.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
Now
Okay.
that, once again, that cute little guy is down across from the Mendon Drive-In in that.
50
Medical.
Milford Street.
He actually made them, cupolas.
I guess that's what he does. I don't, do you know Jane Bob Sweet? He does like copper.
Yeah,
He did
I-
my,
yeah,
Yes,
I
it
could
does.
put it down, but that was all I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does do copper.
he did the whole cupola. Well, he did the copper part. My husband built it, but he did the copper part. So, and he was very
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he said
Good guy.
to go look him up, so, yeah, I'll definitely look him up.
So, all right. So how do we go about this, Dan?
Well, so we need to take a vote.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna issue the certificate, then I'll send it to you to sign it, and then we can send it to him, and then we gotta close the hearing and all that. Not really
Alrighty.
formal, but
Jane, yes.
huh?
What's
I
what's
said,
that?
Jane, yes.
Ruth, yes.
Deborah, yes.
Dan, yes.
I think we have a quorum.
Where's Janice? She was here.
Yes,
Okay.
So
Oh,
we're good to go. Is that it?
That's it.
All righty.
I will process this, Deb, if I send it to you, if you could sign it,
Mhm.
because then I have to go back and upload it to the actual building permit,
Okay.
although apparently Gail's out this week, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
But at least do our part of it.
All righty. Sounds good. Well, good luck with your, the construction of the garage, Steve.
Okay, thank you all very much.
See it.
welcome.
Yeah, I know. It'll be quite the improvement for sure.
Oh, yes, absolutely. anything's an improvement over that. Okay,
All right. Well,
Good
maybe
night.
we'll see you soon when you do the house. when
oh,
you do
I'll
the house
definitely be back.
yeah.
I'll definitely be back. Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right.
Bye, Steve.
Like,
All right. So we'll go ahead and move on to do you want to stay in, Steve? I can help you exit if you
No,
want.
my daughter got me in.
there should be something in your screen that says leave.
If you want.
Leave, where is that?
Bottom of the screen, maybe?
I got
Bottom right,
stop
the red
video.
button.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I can
Just-
remove you.
Just kick him.
Want me to remove him? We'll talk to you later, Steve.
No,
I'll do it for you.
All righty.
All right. All right, so we'll move on.
Okay, can we get rid of
to-
these plans that are all over the,
Deb, you gotta
Yeah, I
stop your
can get rid of them. Sorry, guys.
share.
All right, stop share. There we go.
all right.
So, I believe we have a new member here, or not a new member, but someone interested in joining. And he is on the call with us. His name is Brett Tybalt. You can tell me if I'm saying your name wrong, Brett.
It's Tebow.
Tebow. All right, so Brett, you're interested in joining?
I am.
All right,
I think I think I can bring something to the table, so to speak.
okay.
I'm an architect with 40 years of experience, and I specialize in historic restoration.
Oh,
Oh, fantastic.
I vote
So-
for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
actually, doesn't the appointment go to the select board?
I
Yeah,
was gonna say, so I think
So
that,
I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys. Thank you very much for inviting me. I was really glad. I know Steve very well. I knew his dad, and
oh,
you know, it's
nice,
like
nice.
that was perfect. It's like let him do what he wants to do. The thing was, no, that wasn't a significant piece of
No.
property.
So, all right, well, so I think that the next step for you would be, I think you have to write a letter to the select board. Am I right on that
we
one?
did that.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So that-
So,
The way this came to us, I think you reached out to the select board. She then reached out to ask for our recommendation. So I
okay,
think we should send a response back to Laura with our recommendation, and the select board would appoint at another meeting. And I think they're probably gonna want you, Brett, in attendance.
Which I will do, and I'm in communication with Laura, so
Yeah.
she's going to confirm with me. Very glad to meet all of you guys.
Well, nice to meet you.
yeah, nice to meet you.
Looking
So
forward to
you
working
might,
with you.
so I think, aside from that, I wanted to talk about, so I received a message from, oh gosh, now I
Sorry.
can't think of.
Deb, so
Yeah.
do you want me just to reply to Laura with our recommendation, or do you want to do that?
Sure, you can do, I can do it right after the call, or. you
Okay,
can
just
do
so,
it-
just make sure so somebody does it, if you wanna.
Yeah,
All right, so
I'll
you'll do
take-
that?
I'll take care of that.
Okay. Sorry, I just.
No, it's fine. I'm, me, so I'm always ready to move to the next topic, so. So, I wanted to discuss the master plan committee. I honestly don't know too much about that, but, and now I can't think of his name, but he did reach
Bill.
out. Yeah, he
Bill
wanted to
Ambrosino.
know if anybody wanted to represent the HDC on, within the committee, so,
So I'm apparently gonna end up being on this stupid thing by default.
okay.
Um,
And
But-
also Kathy Schoenfield's on it, so.
Yeah, Kathy won't let this go
Schofield.
by.
But
Okay.
the other thing too is I've already been on it and it just sort of petered out. So I'm, good luck, Dan.
Well,
Let's
so the way I understand this, we have funding from CMRPC, or we're paying CMRPC, and they are gonna do the work. They're doing a new survey. They're specifically focusing on, I think, like economic development and something else. It's not, I forget all the specifics. They're actually meeting tomorrow. They're trying to push out a survey so I can forward you a draft. But I think with CMRPC leading the way, there's a better likelihood of this not getting buried.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, there was a survey at,
Yeah,
I don't know how many years ago. I don't even remember anymore how many years ago it was. It wasn't that many, and a lot of us worked on that master plan committee for quite a while, and it just never, we got the information and it just never went anywhere. And interestingly enough, in the survey, one of the things that people mentioned was they loved the historic flavor of the old homes here. I mean, they really, that's one of the attractions of the town. So, I mean, you can,
there is a
Um,
question that I think this commission, I had already sent a comment to him. There was a draft question about demolition delay. Something to the effect of, should the town have a demo delay bylaw, which is stupid because we already have one. So I had suggested back to Bill that that question be changed to, should the town work to preserve the historical character of Mendon, including the strengthening of protections to help prevent the tear down and, maybe replacement of historic buildings. And then I suggested adding, should we expand the historic district, which I know is something we've talked on and off about, should there be new districts, and if so, where?
and also I think that the demolition by neglect should be incorporated into that. I mean, because we have certainly
Yeah.
one house in the center district that is coming down, and that's the one that Aiden Blue lived in, so,
I don't know what's going on with that.
Is
Did you
that,
say
did they,
it's coming down?
yeah,
Nothing new is happening
no, I'm just
You're
saying
right.
it's rotting.
on its own, yeah.
It's not, the windows are open.
right, they're neglecting it, though.
Yes,
They're doing
right.
that on purpose.
Right, and
Yeah.
it's an historic district, which is, I don't
Is
know.
it open? Because the one on Millville Road, I noticed the other day, was boarded up finally. And it does look like he's cleaning up the property on Main Street. This
Was
is
the
9 Main
side-
Street.
Was the side door on Millville boarded up? Because
It looked like I drove by quick. It looked like there was a big hunk of plywood covering the door this time.
okay, well,
So,
I think about, I would say a week and a half ago, I drove by the house on Main Street and it was not boarded up, so,
No.
and the windows were still open. I think Mark had said there's someone that has been parking there, maybe, or. So.
that's
we'll
the
see.
guy. It's,
I don't know.
It's weird.
So anyhow, I guess, so I guess, Dan, if you're a part of the master plan committee already, that works out well.
Well, I will share with you the draft when it comes out.
Okay,
I think
All
they're
right.
going to review a draft and then hopefully do the survey in another couple of weeks.
okay,
So it would be good to have, if at least some people can look it over from a historic perspective. I think that would be a
Okay.
good help.
yeah, that'd be good. All right, and then I had quickly drafted some minutes, which, I'm just gonna screen share with you guys because I did not, here we go. I guess everybody except for Janice can see this, but pretty much the last meeting took place on May 11th. And the meeting was called to order at 6:07, and the members that attended were myself, Dan, Jane, and Janice. Am I right in that? And I'm just looking at my notes and I kept saying to myself, Dan, was there somebody else there that I didn't write down? Ruth, were you at the last meeting
Yes,
on May 11th? You were, right?
I think so, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to put it, and then, all right, so I'm writing that in there now, so,
Were the Dudleys
Um,
there? I thought the Dudleys were there too, no?
I don't think they
I think
came
they
to
were at
the
the one
one on,
before that.
yeah, I don't think they were.
I have Ruth, Deb, Jane, Dan, and me.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, all right, so then, so we discussed, 1 Maple Street, 3 Maple Street, 40 Millville, we discussed, those properties falling under the non-applicability status. And, so the repairs requested by the homeowner were found to be non-applicable as they were minor and consisted of basic upkeep with no major alterations needed. Deb made a motion to approve these 3 properties as non-applicable. Dan seconded, Jean abstained as she was the homeowner. Janice was the third, and then Ruth. I don't know how I didn't get your name in there. So 19 Hastings Street, we jumped from, Jean's properties to
Oh.
Hastings.
Sorry, Deb, I'm muted. After the second, then the next thing is we all vote. There is no third or
Oh.
fourth, so it's just then you'd say that.
Sorry.
And I think
Did you say
Probably
this
needs-
is a meeting on June 1st?
No, this was from May 11th, I said.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just telling you who was at the meeting for June 1st.
Okay, today's.
Oh, no,
June
that's, no,
1st.
it must have
Yeah.
been May. Why? Because
Yeah.
today's is 1st. Okay.
Maybe.
That's right. Its next meeting was June 1st. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay, gotcha.
So we'll just do this.
um, Yeah.
And then,
doesn't it say I seconded and then
um,
Janice shouldn't be.
I thought you were
Oh,
first and
sorry.
Jane seconded is what I have down.
Yeah, I have Deb made the motion. I'm reading.
the motion.
You said it already, Deb.
Oh, I already did.
Motion to
Sorry.
approve properties is not applicable. So then somebody seconded and then. I think if the vote was unanimous and you could just say that, the board voted unanimously and Jane abstained, but technically we're supposed to record that we're taking a roll call vote because it's a remote meeting. So as long as it's clear that who voted and how they voted. So
Jane abstained.
I'm going to have another non-applicability for 30 Millville because we're going to do the roof. So
Okay.
that came out nice,
what?
your house, although I hear you had some drama, but it looks good.
Oh my gosh, drama is not the. Yes. Look
What
up
happened?
The Hancock Clark House in Lexington. Anyway, the painter hired a carpenter who actually put a nail through one of our electrical wires.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No electricity in 2 rooms.
Oh, no.
So Rich Schofield actually came and found the nail and pulled it out and did the electrical stuff inside the house, and we're good. But yeah, the carpenter was not, what we should have done is gone to someone like Mr. Tebow and said, please look the house over and see what needs to be done in terms of the clapboards, et cetera. And then, yes. And then
So-
painters could paint, but that was it.
So really quickly, I'm just gonna move on just so we can be done with the minutes. So then after we talked about Jane's properties being non-applicable, we moved to 19 Hastings, where the request to demo a portion of the existing barn located at 19 Hastings came through Viewpoint. Dan made motion to push project to a hearing as the alterations were substantial and involved exterior architectural features which are within the jurisdiction of the HDC. The hearing will be held on 6/1 at 7 p.m. The homeowner will be looking for a certificate of appropriateness Jane seconded the motion, and the remainder of the board voted unanimous to push for the hearing. And then after that, design guidelines, the attendees discussed the possibility of editing the application process in the future to allow for an easier application process through Viewpoint for district property owners requesting items which do not fall under HDC jurisdiction. We then adjourn the meeting. So though I vote or motion to approve these minutes.
I'll second it.
Great.
You wanted an approval?
What's that?
I make a motion that we approve these minutes.
Great. I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Actually, we have to, I think we
Aye.
have to say our names, right?
Well, I think we can, it's clear.
Say unanimously. Okay.
Can I ask a minute question though?
Yeah.
While I'm looking at these, because I've got to get these posted. When did we approve the minutes of 3:15? We didn't approve any minutes of this meeting, correct? The one on May 11th that you just sent?
We didn't, we just approved
just
them
did
in
it
this
now.
meeting for May 11th.
Because I have approvals. We approved a bunch of them on April 19th. We're still missing some, which we got to figure out. And then
Alright.
these were the minutes of what, May? Sorry.
The
May
ones
11th?
that I just went
now.
over were from May 11th.
11.
All right, so then we're missing.
I do have some in my notes from the previous meeting. They're at my office. They're
We
like
should-
written down, so they do exist.
Okay, we should
Um,
email them out and then we could review them and then just vote on them. It might be quicker.
Alright. Yeah. I know. I just did these before the meeting, so. There you go.
So I'll hold off. I'm gonna try and clear up what I have to get them on the website, that's all.
Okay. So, I'm wondering, Brett, if you, obviously it sounds like you're gonna be joining us, would you be interested in recording minutes?
I can do that.
Fantastic. So,
I nominate his, I agree with his nomination.
All righty. Also, I wanted to let you know that I talked to Karen from Signs Plus regarding the cost of signage. And so for the, you know what, let me just show it real quick because I feel like yeah, oh, that's not my email. So email, 1 second. Well, never mind. It's taking forever to load. So the sign that we had talked about previously, oh, here it is. Here. 1 second. Would anybody be interested in doing meetings in person again, or is everybody pretty good with? I mean, I'm fully vaccinated now, so,
I am
but I
too.
understand if it's difficult, I respect that.
I'm
I don't
fine
care either
with
way.
meeting. If I'm appointed, I'm fine with meeting in person.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. That's
Are you
good.
good,
And then,
Janice, or did we get?
yeah, Janice, how do you feel about that? Are you there?
Yeah, I personally prefer this, but
Okay, so what I was wondering, so what we
Well-
do sometimes at the office is we'll run a meeting in person, but for those who prefer Zoom, I can keep a computer up in the room too.
We could
As
put
an
Janice on
option.
speaker. I would specifically have Janice call in on speakerphone and require the
okay.
public to come in person.
Okay,
Unless we think there's a big need, I would not get into that hybrid business. It's a ton of
Right.
work.
okay, all right, that's fine.
I would just put up
Um,
Janice on speaker then.
That, I mean, that works with, I mean, Janice pretty much is calling in anyway, so,
Um,
all right, 1 second. I'm just gonna do this really quickly.
We can bring one of the
This.
good phones into the meeting room and do it that way.
So this was the sign, I think that we all agreed, you know, that we would be comfortable, something similar to this.
Yes.
And so Janice did say that this would be, around, she said around 300 for the sign, and she said 200 for the brackets. Which is seems heavy, but I mean, I get it. So, so that's about 500 a sign. And then
No
that does not
post.
include, the post.
That's
That did not include what?
Post.
The sign post. So I don't know what everybody's thoughts are on that. Dan, I know there's, I mean, I know we had to do mailers, so I don't really know what's in the budget, left in the budget. I know Historic Commission has some leftover money, so.
I think personally, I think historic, I can't speak for the commission. I don't think it would be unreasonable to ask them to pay for one, so they have $3,000. So if you
Okay.
said, we want you to buy one sign a year, 2 signs a year, one sign right now, and at the end of the year, if you still have surplus another, you're probably
Okay.
figuring at least $100 if you're just going to do a pressure treated wood post. If it's a steel post, we have to talk to Alan, and
Well,
who
now
knows,
that pressure treated post is
Yeah.
probably like
$1,000.
500. Yeah.
I did
So,
get a contact from the state again. I think they're ramping up on this other project, so I think it is worth waiting and seeing, what they might be willing to do. That's 2 signs right there, I think.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, that would be great if the state would be willing. When are they doing that? 2022 or?
I forget what
Nobody
he
knows?
said. They still haven't done the 25% design review thing yet. He said they got held up by COVID. I got the impression it was within 5 years when we talked about it like a year or 2 ago.
Right. So Brett, what we're talking about is the state, I don't know, do you know anything about what the state plans to do to Route 16?
I do, actually.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're referring to the improvements they're gonna make to the main road, so.
I think a sign is a great start.
Yeah. I mean, every district should have signage, it's just, I don't think it's too much to ask for. So Dan, is this something that I should go to the Historic Commission meeting and kind of talk to them about?
If you're around, it might be nice if you wanted to join. I can bring it up. I think the last time we discussed, they were looking for some more concrete information. So I think going back and saying, would you support, so if you're saying 500, I would probably, until we talk, figure out mounting options, probably 750 a sign.
Right,
Will they support one to start?
right. Okay. And
Uh,
say
I-
we
I-
do,
and
say
it-
they
and
do.
I can help with that too, with the design and the material and stuff like that.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
To vet that type of thing and say, this is worth, $1,000.
Mhm.
Can you give us $1,000? And it's a really nice sign with a post, not a
Mhm.
pressure treated post.
Yeah. What do you feel like would be a good material for a post, Brett?
Cast iron.
Cast iron would be ideal, right? I mean, would that be astronomical, do you feel like?
Well, no. Because,
Good.
you don't put a sign up and then, say, yeah, this is the best we could do. Put a sign up.
All right.
I think if we got the complete thing, I think Highway would install them. If we said, here's everything you need, put it in the ground.
I think Dan is right. I think if we make it easy for them, it's $1,000, it's $1,200, they'll go, yep, done.
All right. Say we get the first location, say the commission agrees to this, Dan. Where do you think that first sign should go in terms of location?
I don't remember what our list was. Hang on.
I think we had like 5 different
What
locations.
did you say was gonna be the cost of one sign?
You're saying,
Well, the sign panel itself would probably be around, with the brackets, around 500, but with the post, if we did a nice cast iron post, it could be maybe like 1,200. I think is what Brett's saying.
So
that's
what you're saying is you
material.
want
It's
12,
just
so
material.
you want 1,200 from the Historic Commission, is that what you're asking for one sign?
It,
Just so I
it
have it
could be
correct.
more because it's
Oh.
not necessarily labor, but if the
Sorry?
highway department puts it in,
yes, I think is the answer.
okay.
Okay, I'll try and call Alan and see. You never know with him. You know, for all we know, he's got 5 posts sitting in a corner down, again, who knows? Or he might know somebody. But I think
Who you talking about, Dan Allen?
Alan, the highway surveyor,
Okay, yeah.
you know, who knows? It's like
That would be ideal.
um,
A beautiful scalloped, post with a beautiful bracket. And we've already got one. Why not?
I mean, if she replicates the picture you sent, so it's already a cast iron bracket. So you're right. I think a real, post would look right.
That would be super nice. Not
Can we
something
ask
you wanna
Karen for
have
the
to
price on the
invite.
post too?
I don't know that
she
Karen's
does
gonna
that?
price out a cast iron post. I
don't
I
know.
work with her enough to know that she'll probably direct me somewhere. But I almost wonder if like an architectural salvage place would have an old post that could
That's
be.
a great idea. Fantastic idea.
So I know, like when we were doing my house, there's an amazing place in it was New Hampshire. They have just like miles and miles of stuff like that. So
Field trip.
yeah, New England Architectural Salvage or something. I just don't remember. Northeast Architectural Salvage, I think it was.
Perfect.
So, but again, I don't know, obviously, like how the funds would, go in a place like that. I just don't know. Anyhow, so that's that. So I think what we'll do is, why don't Dan, let me know when the next historic commission meeting takes place, and then I'll try and attend that. But let's talk about future meeting dates.
I don't know if they've set a date. There's been a couple emails about another project. I haven't heard anything. So,
I think it's the next Tuesday night.
oh well. It would be nice if the chairperson would share that with us, not to be. Sorry.
Well, I don't know why I have it there, but for some
Yeah,
reason
it came
I
out
do.
today.
She probably said it. I'll send another email and say, hey, because we got to figure out this Swandale thing.
All
What?
right.
What about the Swandale thing?
Well, Peg has a price and wants to know, like, can she do the work? And we have the
Oh,
money.
right.
So the question is, does Historic want to get involved? Do we just want to say, go do the work? I don't know. So they got to just figure out,
Well, I think we've got someone who will do the work.
right.
We're
And,
just looking to see if they have approved the money. And whether or not we have to have it done and then submit a bill, or whether or not we need to submit the bill and then they're going to,
no, I think the town needs to sign. If you have a contractor, the town needs to now, we need to get a copy, figure out how much it is, as long as it's under the amount for bids, sign off on it and tell them to do the work and send us the bill. But I think because this whole project was billed as a historic commission thing, they should probably sign off and say, okay, we're approving $5,000 for this work at Swandale out of the 40 grand we got. Which was, that was the plan all along, I think.
so what, they want a copy of they want an estimate?
I think, yeah, the emails, so there was a bunch of emails. Peg wanted to know what the thing was. She sent it to Ann. Ann added historic. The last I saw was we need to put it on an agenda and review everything.
Because we'd like to get that done. I mean,
Yeah, well,
well, that's been since last fall that happened.
I'll send another message and see if, especially if we're meeting next week. I mean, I don't see what I agree, get it done.
Because I think we've got an estimate from the person we're gonna have fix it.
That's what I thought. And I think Kathy wanted to find out if they would do other stuff for us. But if this is a packet, I get it done. And
Well, I told Kathy they would, and I had given her the contact information.
yeah, I'll follow up with her. But all right.
So I don't know what dates specifically work for you all. I know that the July 4th holiday is tricky. I'm going away that last week in June. So I could do Monday, July 5th or 6th. I don't know if anybody's gonna be around though, so let me know. So is anybody around the 5th, July 5th?
I am, as far as you know now.
I am.
I am too.
Good. All right, Monday, July 5th, Dan.
Sorry, give me a second.
Trying to remember, did Mark say he can't do Mondays? Or was it Tuesdays?
I don't know.
Who was it?
Mark.
Um,
Tuesdays are hard.
Was it a time factor?
Kind of a text. Do I have his number?
Maybe that was just a long time ago too.
How about what you said Tuesdays are hard, Dan?
The only problem with Tuesdays is that's the select board's now meeting night. So you run into if something comes up, we don't want to have a hearing and find out that they have some big, huge item coming up. Mondays, I'm done with the planning board BS, so now that's not an issue for me. They can
All
film
right,
their own
so let's
meetings.
do you want to do Monday? Do you want to do a 7 p.m. on a Monday, July 5th, and we'll meet in person?
Fine with me.
Wow, can you believe it?
The only
finally.
potential issue,
Yeah.
we'll have to hold off on a location till we confirm planning board dates because they may have the space. So we might have to meet in the basement or somewhere.
Okay.
Or we can meet at the Historical Society
Has to
building.
be
Yeah, that
ADA
would be
accessible,
Oh, okay. Well, it's not yet.
or it really should be.
I know.
No, I mean the meeting place. It's not that it has to be, but I know you guys are, so we should at least try in case someone came.
How
Yeah.
come the Hood Plaza doesn't have to be ADA compliant?
The way I understand it is they are open to being sued. It's just a matter of, somebody potentially coming after them. That the way the law works, I think it's like, it's set.
I'm so nervous that someone's gonna fall down those stairs, but whatever. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So let's, July 5th, 7 p.m., location to be determined.
Yep.
All right. And we'll do it in person. And then, so then I won't worry about a Zoom link. And then, Janice, Dan will, get you on speaker.
Yeah, let's do it that way if that
Yeah,
works.
okay.
What does the library have for meeting accommodations?
They have a meeting space. We just have to coordinate access with them. So that's an
Great
option.
idea. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
I'm trying to fix up. Remember the old planning board room in the basement? So that's all open now because the police are gone. So our goal is to turn that into another meeting space. It just needs some upgrades and not to be full of miscellaneous junk.
The other
Are the police in their business? Are the police in their building now?
No, they're 50-50. Nothing's changed.
Why can't they go in there?
I think they're waiting for dispatch. I think dispatch is leaving entirely, but that got screwed up by COVID. I think the locker room stuff is in the new station, and they may or may not be using lockup. I don't really know. All that's left in the old station is dispatch and possibly Andrea.
Mm.
But I think, and there's a conference room in the new station, supposedly, that's supposed to be available for this kind of stuff.
There's a nice meeting room down at the fire station.
Right.
That's true too, but I think, well, we'll see if their
It
tone
has,
has
well, it
changed.
has to do with the drinking water.
No, it's not. That was,
That's what
turns
they
out,
told us.
yeah, it
Yeah.
turns out that was misinformation. It's a legit space.
Well, I called 2 years in a row to see if Swandale could have their meeting there, and that's what we were told.
I think they don't really want,
That's
it's
correct.
not meant to be a public space. It's really meant to be, it's like in the middle of their thing. If a call comes, they go running out and you get firemen running around and alarms going off. We've met there for 350th once.
I think the
Well, it
library
was
sounds like
meeting
it's a
I'd say leave it at 10. We'll figure it out. We don't need to figure this out tonight.
Yeah, we'll leave it TBD, but if we have to, we should reach out to someone from the library
Okay.
fairly soon so we can get it, so that way they can
Aye.
preserve that. All right, so let's do that. Let's adjourn this meeting. And I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. And I'll see you all on July 5th.
Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now.
Thank you. Very nice to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
In about 10 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna go
All right.
ahead and end the call, okay?
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.